What's going on, guys? So in this video, I want to talk about something that's been very reoccurring with clients of mine, and I'm noticing that a lot of guys are dealing with this. And what this is that they have very self-defeating thoughts, and they also have a negative mindset. And so a lot of times what they're getting in their heads in relation to dating, approaching the women, is they're getting this constant negative feedback loop telling them that they're not worthy enough, women don't want to talk to them, it's not going to go well. And when you have that negative feedback loop, it constantly shrinks you. It constantly makes you feel like you're not good enough, you're not adequate enough, you're lacking something. Women don't like you, they don't want to talk to you, and it ultimately just deflates you. And when you're deflated, it makes you want to show up less. Actually, when you're deflated, it makes the most simple and basic interactions feel like you're climbing Mount Everest. And the truth is, it's not supposed to feel like that. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be loose. It's supposed to be free. It's not supposed to be very serious. And if it's very serious for you, there's a good chance that you also have this negative mindset or this negative feedback loop. Now, I've mentioned in previous videos how to get over that negative feedback loop. Essentially is that you have to have reference experiences, a ton of reference experiences that will back you whenever those negative thoughts start to come in the back door. But how do you even get started to get your first positive reference experience if you're so deflated and so beat down by your thoughts and your belief system that you can't even show up to do one approach? Here's how to do that. It's called taking it down to the barest of minimums, meaning that you do the most smallest thing you can do to slowly start to push you in that direction. Now, I always recommend guys go out and do indirect stops because, truthfully, indirect stops, like asking for the time, asking for directions, is 100% something that people do not mind stopping and answering for you. If you get somebody who doesn't want to stop for you while you're doing the indirect, believe me when I say it, that's them and it's not you. And the majority of the world is not like that. So what's it going to take for you? What's your bare minimum? What's the one thing that you can do? Don't start thinking about, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't do this, because it's going to deflate you. And if you can't do anything, then you're never going to have the results that you want, and that's just point blank. So you got to get serious with yourself. What's the one thing you can do? Now, I'll tell you this. There's some days I go out, and I've got a little bit of anxiety going on, for whatever reason, right? Could be that there's some stress in my life, could be that there's something going on internally that I haven't dug up and looked at yet, and I'll go out and I'll have anxiety. And I know that in that state, maybe I can't walk up to a girl and be direct as I usually am. So what do? I take it down to the bare minimum. What can Anthony do right now in this particular moment to get the ball rolling? And for me, that might look like walking up to somebody and just say, hey, how's your day going? Hey, hi, right? In passing, just saying hi to somebody. Maybe that's all I can do. Maybe I don't have enough energy in me to carry a full conversation. That's okay. So I'm always looking for the barest thing I can do. And what I notice is that when I do the most easy thing or the most simple thing, it starts to raise my vibration. And let's say if I get like 5 highs in, or I get 5, hey, how you doing? And people start talking. All of a sudden, I start to feel like, okay, cool, maybe I can hold a conversation right now. And then I'll be a little bit more bigger in my energy. I'll walk up and I'll start maybe doing indirect compliments, or I might walk up and do a direct compliment. Then all of a sudden, I notice that it's starting to build me up a lot more and things are starting to go better. So I say all this to say, find what it is for you. Maybe it's not walking up and asking for time and directions, but maybe for you, the more simpler thing to do would be to go into a store, a clothing store, and start talking to the store clerk. I actually go into 10 different stores, go to a mall, go to 10 different stores back to back to back, and just start talking to the store clerks. You can talk about things that they sell. You can talk about how your day is going, how their day is going. Remember, it's kind of like paid help, right? They're there and they're kind of bored. They're there for 8 hours. They don't mind having conversations with the people. So try that, for instance. Go out and talk to store clerks. Go out and try to get them open. Actually, let them open you up. Go out and just start talking to them. Hey, how's your day going? What's your favorite thing in the store? It might be something like, what's selling really hot right now? Like, what's the most popular thing in the store? And just get them talking. You start to notice that when you start talking to people, period, your nervous system starts to relax and your energy starts to rise up a little bit. Then all of a sudden, you feel just a little bit more capable to go outside and do indirect stops, time and direction stops. And then that'll naturally raise you up towards the next thing. You start feeling just a little bit more confident. Next thing you know, you're stopping people asking for time and directions But your energy is so high now that it's turning into pretty cool conversations. You're just chatting it up, and all of a sudden you feel great. And coming from this kind of place right here, it's usually a lot easier to go talk to women once you're in that state. But you got to do what it takes to get you from that bottom state of feeling like you can't do anything to doing something that's going to get you up to the next thing, then up to the next thing, then up to the next thing. Here's the other piece of that that's very important: the mindset part of it. The mindset part of it is when you go talk to somebody, and let's say it doesn't go well or it doesn't go as planned, maybe you find yourself pulling out the interaction way too fast. And immediately you start to go into negative feedback loop or negative self talk or self abuse. And then all of a sudden, when you're in this self abusive state, you find a way to pull yourself out of even talking to anybody. You shut down and then you just go home. And then you go back to what you've always had, what you've always done. You have to start changing your mindset. And the mindset change that you want to adapt is this: if it doesn't go well, it's okay, because this is a part of the learning curve. You're going to have some days where you go out and people just don't want to talk to you. It could be you, it could be them, but the thing is to not take it personal. Once you become aware of how your energy affects people both in a positive and in a negative way, you tend to stop taking it personal, because people are not responding to you as a person because they don't know you personally. They know nothing about you. All they're responding to is your energy at that particular moment. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. So don't take it personal when people don't want to talk to you. Just take it as, okay, there's something off in my energy right now. What can I do to raise my energy up or shift my energy? And maybe all that means is doing just a little bit of releasing. Like maybe I'm feeling heavy right now. Maybe I'm feeling like I don't want to talk to people. What's it going to take for me to get my energy up so that I actually want to talk to people and actually get curious about them? Because you can tell when you're closed off, you know it. And when you're open, you know it too, right? Having that accountability will let you know that, okay, cool, this is me. This is a me thing right now. Let me shift out of it. Let me get my energy up a little bit. And then let me go back out and do some more. And all of a sudden you start hitting it and people are talking to you. And you're like, okay, cool. Just that little bit of shit that I made are starting to give me better results. The thing you don't want to do is to go into that negative feedback loop and you start being like, I suck at this. Nobody wants to talk to me. I'm a piece of shit. And then you just completely start to go down the emotional scale to the point you just go into apathy. And then you don't want to do anything anymore. So don't do that. Mindset, awareness. Shift your energy if you're not getting the results that you want, and you will start to get the results that you want. If it's too hard to go out and do indirect stops, start off talking to store clerks. They're the easiest people to talk to about anything, especially what they're selling. Anyways, guys, love you. I will see you in the next video. Peace. Have you ever been out approaching and your emotions are getting the best of you? Like you go out to talk to some women, you get a couple stops in, and all of a sudden you hit this really low, right? Like your stories are coming up. You're feeling self-defeated. You're feeling deflated. Worthiness stories are coming up. You're not feeling good enough. You're not feeling like you can walk up and talk to people. People don't want to talk to you. Have you been dealing with this? And how long have you been dealing with it? And how long do you want to continue to deal with it? Now, I know a lot of guys deal with this. I know I dealt with this for a very long time until it stopped happening. And what really started happening for me was I started to have really great reference experiences, meaning that I was starting to get experiences that proved to me that, oh, people actually do want to talk to me, or people are actually curious and invested. And I started to have enough of those interactions where I was like, okay, I'm onto something here. My belief system can't be true if this is also true. So what I started to do was I started to go out more and more and more, piling on more reference experience until it became a point where the negative reference experience, the negative thoughts that started to come up, they kind of started to be overshadowed by the positive experiences. So much so to the point now that when I go out and I've had even a little bit of resistance, it automatically shifts like that. And it goes, well, yeah, well, you talked to a chick last week and it went really well, so why wouldn't it go well today? And I'm like, you're right. Let me get over there and talk to her. And then it'll go well because all of a sudden my energetic state is a little bit higher now. So if this is you and you're stuck in those states and you want to come out of it, I would heavily consider joining my 30-day program. It's called 30 Days to Approaching Freedom. I've been pushing it in the last few videos because I want you guys to get in before it's too late. Starts on November 13th, runs through December 12th, and it's got a ton of accountability in there, man. It's got a brotherhood of guys who are all like-minded, chasing the same vision, the same goals. It's got model work every Friday. We've got Zoom check-ins every Monday. And this is really, really, really going to compound whatever you're doing right now and start to compound you in the positive direction, meaning that we're going to give you assignments based off your goal, but we're also going to give you assignments based off what I know that actually works. So imagine going out and doing what we know that works 30 days in a row, you'll start to already see results like in the first week, period. And then you go out the next week and then you just compound on that. And we'll keep stacking it up on you until you start to get the results that you want. And trust me, man, when you get those results, dude, you're going to be smiling from ear to ear. Like all your belief systems about worthiness and how people don't want to talk to you and how women don't find you attractive, they completely go out the window. But it does take repetition over time, over time, over time. And that's what we're here for. Because I know that when guys go out by themselves, they will always find a reason to let themselves off the hook. They'll maybe go out and do one approach or two approaches, but then they'll stop for like a week or stop for a month or stop for a whole 6 months, and they won't get back on the horse ever. And this is the problem. They don't do it long enough to see the results. And this is why they don't show up. If you stay in it long enough to start to see the results, your results start to compound. Then you start to have those reference experiences I was talking about. Then you start to associate approaching with higher emotions, right? You start to associate approaching with good feelings versus feelings of heaviness and defeatedness. So if you're ready to change your reality around approaching and start to actually get results, tangible results that you can't deny, then hit the link in the description. Let's hop on the phone. Let's find out where you're stuck at. Let's find out your most common patterns that are holding you back. What are you doing to keep women away from you, especially in your approaching? Let's find out how to get you unstuck. I look forward to talking with you. I look forward to working with you for a month. It's going to be a great time, and I guarantee you, man, your results are going to speak for themselves. Anyways, love you guys. See you in the next video. Peace.